A ship vanishes, whispers of the impossible. The year is 1943. World War II rages on, engulfing nations in a conflict of unprecedented scale and ferocity. The world is a cauldron of chaos, with every nation striving for an edge, a secret weapon that could turn the tide of war in their favor. In Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, a naval shipyard becomes the stage for an event so bizarre, so terrifying, it transcends the boundaries of reality itself. This shipyard, bustling with activity, is about to witness something that will defy all logic and reason. The USS Eldridge, a destroyer escort, sits in the harbor. This ship, seemingly ordinary, is at the center of a top-secret military experiment that aims to change the course of history. The air crackles with anticipation. The skies above are stormy, mirroring the tension and excitement that grips the crew. They are about to embark on an experiment that promises to make their ship invisible to enemy radar. Sailors conduct a top-secret experiment. They work tirelessly, following the instructions of scientists who believe they have unlocked the secrets of electromagnetic fields and invisibility. Their goal: to render the ship invisible. This ambitious project, if successful, could provide the Allies with a significant advantage, making their ships undetectable to enemy forces. What happens next will shock the world. A sudden flash of light engulfs the USS Eldridge, and the ship begins to shimmer and blur as if reality itself is being bent and twisted. The experiment takes a horrifying turn. The ship doesn't just become invisible, it vanishes entirely, leaving behind only a void where it once was. The sailors, caught in the midst of this phenomenon, are thrown into a state of terror and confusion. The Eldridge doesn't just disappear from sight, it vanishes from existence. For a few harrowing moments, the ship is gone, as if it has been erased from the fabric of reality. Whispers of the event spread like wildfire. The sailors who witnessed the event are left to grapple with what they saw, and soon rumors begin to circulate. They speak of a ship that teleported. The stories grow more fantastical with each retelling, suggesting that the USS Eldridge was not just rendered invisible, but was transported to another location entirely, a ship that traveled through time. Some even claim that the ship moved not just through space, but through time itself, appearing in different places and eras before returning to the harbor. A ship that returned with its crew fused to the metal, driven mad by an experience beyond human comprehension. The sailors who survived the ordeal are forever changed, their minds shattered by the incomprehensible events they endured. The Philadelphia experiment, as it comes to be known, is more than a mystery. It's a warning, a cautionary tale about the dangers of tampering with the fundamental forces of nature, a glimpse into a realm where the laws of physics bend to the will of secret government projects. The experiment reveals a world where the boundaries of science and reality are pushed to their limits, with terrifying consequences. The story of the Philadelphia experiment is a descent into a maelstrom of speculation, scientific ambition, and the chilling consequences of tampering with forces humanity barely understands. It is a tale that continues to captivate and horrify, a reminder of the thin line between scientific progress and disaster. It is a tale of men pushed to the brink, of sailors who faced the unimaginable and were forever scarred by it, of a government desperate for an edge in a world at war, willing to risk everything in the pursuit of victory, and of a mystery that continues to haunt us to this day. The Philadelphia experiment remains one of the most enigmatic and controversial events in military history, a story that challenges our understanding of reality and the limits of human knowledge. The Philadelphia experiment, a leap into the unknown. The official story, or lack thereof, is shrouded in secrecy. Classified documents and secretive naval officers only add to the mystique. The US Navy denies any such experiment took place. They maintain that the stories are nothing more than fabrications. They dismiss the stories as mere nautical folklore, tales spun by sailors with overactive imaginations. But for those who believe, the details are chillingly clear. They speak of a secret project with terrifying consequences. The goal, they say, was to utilize Albert Einstein's unified field theory. This theory, still controversial, aimed to unify the forces of electromagnetism and gravity. The theory promised a way to manipulate light and radio waves, rendering objects invisible to radar. Such technology would have been a game changer in the war. The Navy, eager for any advantage in the escalating conflict, poured resources into the project. They were desperate for a breakthrough. They outfitted the Eldridge with massive generators and electromagnetic coils. These modifications were unlike anything seen before. The ship was ready, but the crew was not. Anxiety and fear gripped the sailors as they prepared for the unknown. On that fateful day, with the flip of a switch, the Eldridge vanished. It was as if the ship had been swallowed by the sea. Witnesses claim a greenish fog enveloped the vessel, followed by an ear-splitting crack, then silence. The ship was gone. The eerie green fog added an otherworldly element to the event. It reappeared moments later, but something was terribly wrong. The ship was damaged, and the crew was in a state of panic. The crew was in disarray. Confusion and fear were etched on their faces. Some were violently ill, babbling of otherworldly visions. They spoke of strange sights and sounds that defied explanation. Others seemed to have vanished entirely, their fates unknown. The ship's corridors were eerily empty, belongings scattered as if abandoned in haste. The Philadelphia experiment was a terrifying testament to the hubris of man. It showed the dangers of tampering with forces beyond our understanding. It served as a stark reminder that some doors are best left unopened. The experiment's legacy is a cautionary tale of curiosity gone awry. The experiment became a dark legend whispered in hushed tones, a chilling reminder of the unknown depths that lie beyond our perception. It remains a story that fascinates and terrifies, a leap into the unknown that continues to haunt our collective imagination. Allende's letters, a voice from the shadows. The story of the Philadelphia experiment might have faded into obscurity, dismissed as a sailor's tall tale, were it not for a man named Carl Meredith Allen, who went by the pseudonym Carlos Miguel Allende. In the 1950s, Allende sent a series of bizarre letters to astronomer and UFO researcher Morris K. Jessup. His words were a chilling cocktail of technical jargon, cryptic warnings, and first-hand accounts of the Philadelphia experiment. Allende claimed to have witnessed the event while serving aboard the SS Andrew Furuseth, a merchant ship docked nearby. He described the Eldridge's sudden disappearance and reappearance, the horrific state of its crew, and the government's frantic attempts to cover up the entire incident. His letters were filled with vivid imagery and disturbing details. They painted a picture of an experiment gone horribly wrong, a nightmare of scientific ambition spiraling out of control. While many dismissed Allende as a delusional crank, his letters struck a chord with believers. His detailed descriptions of the experiment, coupled with his apparent knowledge of advanced physics, were difficult to ignore. Allende's account quickly became an integral part of the Philadelphia experiment mythology. His letters, filled with both scientific curiosity and stark terror, gave a human face to the chilling tale. Projects shrouded in secrecy, Rainbow and Montauk. These projects have long been the subject of intense speculation and intrigue, capturing the imaginations of conspiracy theorists and historians alike. Allende's letters did more than just recount the events of that fateful day. They provided a glimpse into a world hidden from public view, a world where the boundaries of science and ethics were pushed to their limits. They hinted at a much larger, more sinister truth. A truth that suggested the government was willing to go to any lengths to achieve its goals, even if it meant delving into the unknown and the potentially dangerous. He spoke of secret government projects shrouded in secrecy, projects that sought to harness unimaginable power. These projects were not just about advancing technology. They were about gaining control over forces that could alter the very fabric of reality. Two names in particular stood out: Project Rainbow and the Montauk Project. These names have since become synonymous with mystery and controversy, representing the darker side of scientific exploration. Project Rainbow, according to Allende, was the official code name for the Philadelphia experiment. This experiment was said to involve making a naval ship, the USS Eldridge, invisible to radar and possibly even to the naked eye. It was a top-secret initiative spearheaded by the Navy and overseen by none other than Albert Einstein himself. Einstein's involvement lent the project an air of credibility, though it also raised questions about the ethical implications of such research. The project's goal was not just invisibility, but teleportation, a way to transport ships and even personnel instantaneously across vast distances. This ambitious objective, if achieved, would have revolutionized naval warfare and transportation. The Montauk Project, on the other hand, was a rumored continuation of the Philadelphia experiment. It was said to build upon the initial findings and take them to even more extreme levels. Conducted decades later at Camp Hero or Montauk Air Force Station on Long Island, New York, it allegedly involved even more radical experiments in time travel, teleportation, and mind control. These experiments were rumored to have far-reaching implications, potentially altering the course of history itself. The Montauk Project was said to be a descent into the darkest recesses of science, a terrifying exploration of the human mind's potential and its vulnerability. The idea that scientists could manipulate time and control minds was both fascinating and horrifying. While evidence for both projects remained scant, the mere suggestion of their existence was enough to fuel countless conspiracy theories. These theories have persisted for decades, with new details and speculations emerging regularly. The lines between fact and fiction blurred. As more people delved into the stories, the distinction between what was real and what was imagined became increasingly difficult to discern. The Philadelphia experiment became a gateway, leading down a rabbit hole of government cover-ups, clandestine research, and the chilling possibility that some secrets are too dangerous to uncover. This rabbit hole has captivated the minds of many, leading to a never-ending quest for the truth behind these enigmatic projects.